Good morning, everybody. Oops, we'll just have a good old spin around there. Right, so this is a mod I've been eager to try. You know what, it's probably just making you dizzy, isn't it? Let's stop the car first and have a look. There we go. Right, so this is a mod I've been eager to try for the last few days. This is another one from Thunderflash, does he go by? I can never remember. It's the Panoz Esperante. Esperante, however you pronounce it. It goes into the GT1 category, and you must remember this car. If you don't, then please go and check out some 90s GT1 videos. And go and check out some 90s GT1 videos anyway, because that was some real peak sports car racing. Now, as far as I remember, the Panoz, I mean, it's an American car and raced mostly in America in the IMSA series. Didn't have that much success in Europe up against things like the Mercedes and the Porsche. But yeah, it's just such a unique looking car, such an amazing sounding car. This is the first time I've sat in it. If we do sit in it, there we go, that's what the cockpit looks like. A little bit quieter on the inside. But anyway, right, we'll take it for a little bit of a spin round Indianapolis. Figured we'd come to Indy because it's not a track I know all that well. A little bit tentative at the moment because I don't know how it's going to behave. Oh, piss off, race director. Okay, we got some warmish tyres. I'll try and remember where to brake. Okay, so... Oh, piss off, race director, I'm busy. Feels quite planted. I'm not really exactly ragging it, but might need to play with the brake pressure a little bit because the front does lock up quite easily. I mean, some of these problems might be, I say problems, but it could just be how the car drives. I could probably fix with setup. It definitely needs more top end. Because there's nothing really like this in the GT1 category, the front-engined car. They're all mid-engined. it probably handles the closest to the Porsche. And it will get a bit squirrely if you just put your foot down. Definitely not as lively as the Nissan. That's probably the most tail happy of the lot. But it definitely has the most sensitive brakes. And it's not like I'm not used to driving cars with no ABS, because I drive the stock cars all the time. But it's cool. I think it'll fit in really, really nicely with the other cars. You know, I never really appreciated how nice Indianapolis looks. We'll go for one more lap. And I'll try and put my thoughts into some sort of coherent conclusion. Whoopsie daisy. Because I've got no basis for comparison, it's difficult to say what it really feels like. You definitely don't get that that push oversteer through the corners that the other cars do because they're all mid-engines, especially the Porsche. It's easier to drive than the Nissan. And it also was, by some distance in real life, probably the slowest of the GT1 cars. At least in Europe anyway. It took some pretty wild conditions for this to win anything. I think David Brabham drove it as well. And it really does lock up very easily. You can tell I've absolutely shredded my front right locking up. But it's another great addition to the game. It just adds a little bit more variety and authenticity to the GT1 class, an already really popular, really good class of car. I think it's some of Automobilista 2's best content. And this is at home there as any of them. So thank you for listening to another ill-formed and ill-thought-out opinion on the Panoz Esperante. Where are all the people?